we are at the home of McLaren in Surrey in the United Kingdom. Super excited. You know, it's quite incredible when you drive down to McLaren's Technology Centre. That building is just otherworldly. It's immediately identifiable to motorheads around the world. But I think the thing that excites me the most is I know inside that building it essentially is a museum of motorsport memories, but they've also promised me that they've got a little something special for me to drive. I can't wait. Now you will recall earlier this year I got to drive McLaren 600 LT. This is a really track-focused vehicle. I mean, it sounds bizarre, track-focused McLaren. They all are, but with center seats, you know you're in for something really exciting. They've now decided to take the top off of the Spider, and we saw that car being revealed in South Africa at the dealership launch. So you can imagine my eagerness, my anticipation to get to really enjoy the McLaren with some open-top driving. But because we are in the UK and because it is July, this is how we're going to do it. Top up, I'm afraid. Goodwood Motor Circuit. Am I beaming? Am I grinning a little bit? Oh, this is awesome. Going back to that nostalgia, I mean, that's what we were talking about earlier, is that this is what makes these cars so special, is that you're selling a story, you're selling a heritage. And I know there's a big tie-in with McLaren and Goodwood, you know, with Bruce McLaren obviously losing his life at the circuit. So that's going to be quite a special story, eh? Yes, this is a real baptism of fire. I mean, I've heard so much about the Goodwood circuit. This is my first look at it, getting in the car in the 600 LT Spider. What a fantastic treat the McLaren have organised for us. But you know what I always find amazing is that as a guy that likes to drive, the last thing I'd want to do is like, well, let's take a track-focused car and rip the roof off of it. It makes no sense. But it's something that McLaren really can do because of their carbon fibre type. I'm told that you actually can't get the 600 LT as a coupe anymore from the factory, so it's a Spider is the way to go. And you've lost nothing from a performance perspective. I know the coupe was a weight saving of 96 kilograms because obviously being LT, it's all about reducing weight, maximizing performance. So a bit of that weight's been thrown back on because obviously they've put in a mechanism to fold back the roof. But it still does 0 to 100 in 2.9 seconds, still 441 kilowatts, which is massive, and 620 Newton meters. So it's all there, but all you've got now is the extra thrill of the soundtrack. And I know guys were moaning about 3.8 litre twin turbo when it first came out, didn't sound the best. It wasn't as emotive as some of the Italians. They've worked on improving that. But at the end of the day, isn't it amazing how all those other brands have now followed suit, bringing out their small capacity turbo versions. McLaren really does set the trend and everyone else seems to follow. You know, you can organise lots of things, but the weather isn't one of them. What a pity. We had to drive the 600 LT with the roof up. Was really looking forward to just that different experience, how the car's going to sound with the roof down. But I mean, from a driving perspective, you don't lose anything when you take the top off in a McLaren. But you know, the highlight is obviously getting to come to Goodwood, an old school track. I love unlocking new circuits. And to come to a place like this that, iconic, has been a real special experience. Sure, we only got one lap and it was in the wet, which made it really tricky. We couldn't get to exploit the car, but I know what McLarens can do. But I think even in the dry, apparently it is the UK, not allowed to go over 70 miles an hour. Come on, it's a racetrack and a car that can do over 200 miles an hour. So I've got to come back and I've got to race here. But you know, the best part about being at Goodwood is that our story has come a full circle, really. Leaving the home of McLaren in Woking, driving down to Goodwood, because there's a lot of nostalgia and sadness that goes with this location. Because Bruce McLaren, this is where he lost his life in 1970, testing one of the racing cars, and it just feels like a fitting end to our story. And I think understanding his passion for engineering, for designing cars that look beautiful and go fast, I think he'll be very happy with where McLaren's going.